Pace car is going to hang a right into pit road. And the driver is getting ready to hang some rights as well. 8 turns, most of them to the right. Maximum Velocity is off and running at Watkins Glen. Great start for Crowder as the field barrels towards turn number 1. Well behaved for the most part through the field, but here we go through the S's. Everybody on edge.
Yeah, the S's, when you're this close together, are just very dangerous. They're tight. Oh, you get loose just like they did here. That's a 227 at KVG.
But the work isn't done yet, and now Patton is loose and into the barriers. The 46 is out of the race. Oh, my God.
Well, we backed it up. We're going to take a look at it right now. This is Patton through the bus stop. Michael struggles a bit. Patton rails it right on the bumper here through the carousel.
I mean, look how much time he gained there. It was incredible.
And then as we come through the carousel, oh, it's as he's trying to go back over the rumble strips. Patton's truck just goes straight right on him. Lehman and KVG still battling here. Lehman with a great exit here out of the carousel into 6. Looks to go to the inside of the 227. 227 way out wide. Way out of shape as well.
Hang on to it, baby. Oh, Lehman!
There goes Lehman again.
Keep it off the wall. Oh, that one hurts. Back across the track. Right in the middle. But up front, not too far behind them, Ashton Crowder. 2 greens, and now 2 checkers. Crowder is back to victory lane in Maximum Velocity. He does it at the Glen. Second victory of the season in his second start. And we've seen some interesting burnouts from him. It was a full send into the tri-oval at Phoenix, and it looks like we're going to go Jimmy Johnson mode in honor of the Hall of Famer. Oh my God. Yikes.
Now that's a way to that's a way to cap off a win. My goodness.
Back to our semi-regularly scheduled programming as we've taken the right turns out, at least the ones that these drivers will be making on purpose, and it's back to the ovals with a little bit of extra curvature down the back straightaway. Yes, that's right, it is time for an afternoon race here at sunny Chicagoland Speedway in the heart of Joliet, Illinois. 80 laps is the distance for round number 5 of the revival season of Maximum Velocity Racing League, and it's all right here on Turn 200. My name is Tommy Cook. We've got quite the show in store for you here tonight, race fans. Appreciate you coming and spending some time with us. I know the drivers do as well, and some drivers are appreciating their efforts that they've made this season thus far. They are starting to move in the right direction when it comes to the point standings. One driver in particular who has finished second, first, and second in the last 3 races is Justin Michael, and he, for the very first time this season, is the points leader heading into Chicagoland. William Kirk relinquishes that points lead, but is still right there in second, just 1 point behind Justin Michael. James Lehman, despite a late race spin last week, is up 1 spot in the standings, up to 3rd. Ronnie Norman up to 4th. Kyle Chadwick, with his win this season, he's sort of fallen down the standings after that victory at Atlanta to open the season, but he is now back in the top 5. The driver that lost the most was Greg Mall, who didn't really take the green flag at Watkins Glen last week. He is all the way down outside of the top 10 in 15th. But one thing is for sure, with 4 races in the books, there's been a lot of movers and shakers throughout this field. Who knows who's going to end up front here tonight? But we are about to find out who is going to start at the front. As practice is coming to a close, we'll talk to a couple of drivers and then throw things into qualifying. Ahead of round number 5 for the revival season of Maximum Velocity Racing. 80 laps at Chicagoland is around the turn on Turn 200.
A blind night that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon deep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation.
Oh, it is a wonderful night for racing here on Turn 200. So happy everybody is along for the ride here at Chicagoland. We got a couple of chatters already. Let me know that you're hearing me loud and clear here. Ryan Dye at State Line Sim Racing and Paola Jones. Let me know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly as well. Says, let's go Austin Hawkins, hashtag Australia Gang. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie to you. Thank you very much for tuning in to Turn 200 on a Friday morning for you. It is a wonderful night here at Chicagoland. Quite a few entries here. 38, I do believe, for round number 5 of the Revival season. And we'll see if we can catch somebody out on track. We got a couple of minutes left to go here in practice. Actually, 27 seconds. Not quite timed this out correctly. See if we can get somebody into the booth real quick. Happen. Well, only 5 seconds to go. I guess if you want an interview, if you're listening to the broadcast, hop in the waiting room. I'll pull you up, and we'll get a couple of quick words here before this qualifying. Before you get out on the track for qualifying, it's the usual drill here. 5 minutes, 3 laps. As wow, that was a wild ride there. Interesting. Ryan Dye saying that his allegiance can be bought. So if you want Ryan Dye to be rooting for you, name your price. He's somebody you want in your corner, that's for sure. Cars out on track here for qualifying. Boy, there's a driver that needs a good night. Scott Patton. Patton's had good runs here at Chicagoland on Turn 200 before. He was the runner-up finisher at Chicagoland in Truck 200 competition. KZ53 says Ryan Dye's allegiance can be bought. Price of a medium order rather of boneless wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. If you got a medium odor at Buffalo Wild Wings, you're in trouble. So Patton coming around to put one of the first times up on the board. William D. Kirk has the time to beat right now. Scott Patton third quickest on his opening lap. Now Drew Strotman has just gone to the top of the board. Strotman getting familiarized right up against that outside wall. We'll see if we can pull Drew in here after he gets off the track. It's now William Kirk back to the top. Ashton Crowder now goes to the top. Strotman's second lap was a little bit slower than his first. And he has started to tumble down the order here. Ashton Crowder, I think, is going to go one and done. He is back to the pits. Rod Mitten right now has the second quickest time. And Mitten a little bit slower on lap number 2. Still has the outside pole. Jack Watts coming to post a time. His second lap is a little bit slower. Oh, Justin Michael opening lap, second quickest. For the brand new points leader. And I misspoke earlier. He is going to roll out of it. I misspoke earlier when I said Justin Michael finished second last week. That, of course, was Johnny Hamby. Johnny Hamby finished second last week. Third for Justin Michael, but it's still good enough to get him the points lead. Just by 1 point over William Kirk. Kyle Chadwick is back in the top 5 in points. He is now P3 in quali. 30.77. Good enough for third quickest. Driver number 48. Michael is back out on track. Always a medium odor, says Kyle. Interesting. Thing I really wanted to hear. Marginally faster that last time around for Justin Michael. Needs to find 3/1000ths of a second on this lap if he wants to overtake Crowder for the pole. Right down along the grass. Not quite quicker. Austin Hawkins just went to third quick. All right. Austin stopped in a couple of minutes before we were live on air. Decided to get back after it. It's the first time we've seen him since Atlanta. He made an early exit from the race. Got to fiddle with the cameras. Lovely cameras is always provided when we can get them by Whiplash SimCams. They have provided all the cameras for the Daredevil series this season, and those camera packs have been fantastic. And it's nice whenever we get a little crossover action. Of course, the Daredevils don't really want to talk about it, but they were here a couple of weeks ago. I guess last Wednesday. So we get to use the cameras. Alrighty, that is the end of qualifying. And I believe it's 3 starts here for driver number 27, Ashton Crowder, and this would make 3 poles. So how about it? He's looking for his 3rd win in a row in as many starts to open the season. Justin Michael, the new points leader, will start to his outside on the front row. Austin Hawkins, and then Kyle Chadwick on row number 2. Rod Mitten and Scott Patton, a driver looking for a huge bounce back here. Started in the 6th position. Rob Haynes will start to the inside of Cody Griffin, who got himself a top 5 last week at Watkins Glen. John Freeman, a great debut performance. He's got some help on the battlefield here tonight. So he will start in the 9th position. Seth Foudy then will round out your top 10. William Kirk, 2nd in the points, 11th on the starting grid. Matt Rodolasso start to his outside. Matthew Montgomery is John Freeman's teammate, starting in 13th. Joined literally minutes before this race kicked off. Johnny Hamby, your runner-up finisher from last week, still learning this oval thing, is going to start on the outside of row number 7. Andrew Schulte, your hard charger from last week, will start in the 15th position with fan favorite Charlie Widener to his outside. Jack Watts then on the inside of row number 9 with Greg Mall hoping to make a lap here this week. Will start in 18th. Then row number 10 is Drew Strotman on the inside, Jordan Pauly to his outside. Michael Milfeld Jr. deep in the field, Matt Burkhart to his outside, 21st, 22nd. Josh R. Scott, Ronnie Norman, Riley Burkema, John Pansilla back in the field here tonight. And then Noah Rainwater, James Lehman deep in the field, 28th. Chris Voiles and Kerry Cleaver round out your top 30 starters. Rest of the starting order should be coming across. Don't have the graphic man. I cannot tell. I think we're good. Cars are rolling here at Chicagoland. This will be the first true mile-and-a-half test here for these drivers. We did open the season up at Atlanta. That's the new Atlanta, so it doesn't count for a whole lot. In regards to what we're about to see here, 80 laps at Chicagoland. Should be short enough to potentially make it on one stop here tonight, though it ought to be close. With a couple of cautions, you never know how this one is going to shake out. What we do know is this: Ashton Crowder and Justin Michael have been all over each other here this season, and they'll start side by side again at the front of the field. And around number 5 of the revival season of Maximum Velocity at Chicagoland. Crowder on the inside of Michael, and they will thunder through the tri-oval, across the line. Green flag is out. Crowder clear. That number 1 is actually the 0-3 of Austin Hawkins. Hawkins will now move up to 2nd. So Michael back to 3rd here. It's his usual MO to give up a little bit of time early in the runs and make up for it on the back half when he's got tires and everybody else is screaming for him. That's Hawkins leading Michaels. Rod Mitten and Haynes and Chadwick there side by side. 3 wide behind them. Griffin, Patton, and Freeman. Patton a little bit loose. A couple of drivers loose here. As Ashton Crowder trying to get a clean getaway. Tri-oval, of course, always in bounds. Great battles here. Smitten trying to work the inside now just ahead of them. That's Cody Griffin going underneath of Austin Hawkins. Griffin now up to P2. They're in the 1, now under fire from Justin Michael, and oh my gosh, they are 4 wide behind him. Will is enjoying some personal time. He's got this thing called a life. It's something that I don't have. That's why I'm happy to be here watching this awesome 2, 3, 4 wide race in Chicagoland. Justin Michael in the 4th position, trying to track Austin Hawkins back down. Ashton Crowder leading by about 7/10 of a second right now. Cody Griffin, Austin Hawkins, Justin Michael, Kyle Chadwick, the top 5. And there's Chadwick, and behind him, it's still a mess. Rob Haynes, Rod Mitten, Matt Rodolasso, Seth Foudy, and John Freeman scored as the top 10 right now, but that could all change at the flip of a switch. Goodness gracious. They didn't get this fanned out at Phoenix. Johnny Hamby says he's still trying to learn how to race on ovals. I'm sure this is quite the learning curve for him. Let's see what he sees out the windshield of this 70 truck. Back in the 13th position. He can just as easily go from 13th up to, I don't know, about 6th here at any moment. That is a great question. How have they not wrecked yet? I do not know. It's certainly not out of the realm of possibility here. At any given moment. Rodolasso, Kirk, who is second in the points, and Seth Foudy, I believe, to his inside. This is for 8th. Oh, and Kirk and Foudy! Oh, boy, hang on to it. You are kidding me. What a save. Unbelievable. Ryan almost got his wish there. Holy cow. Sweaty palms all around here for the drivers in the back half of the top 10. Meanwhile, up front, gap has opened up for Ashton Crowder. I hate to even look up there because the racing is so good back here. Right now, to the tune of about 8/10 of a second, Cody Griffin trailing Ashton Crowder. Then there's Justin Michael, another little pack forming up behind him. As Austin Hawkins now has lost a couple of spots in the last few laps. We're watching all the saves. He moved back 2 spots. Now make it 3 as Chadwick goes through on the bottom. Oh boy, a little bit wiggly there for Michael, who is losing out. I think already the gap is 2 seconds up to Cody Griffin. See, he was not in the shot there. We got a peek ahead. Austin Hawkins here battling back on the inside of Kyle Chadwick. Hawkins, one of 2, I believe, international drivers, and in fact, they're both side by side. Canadian Rob Haynes on the outside of the Aussie. Austin Hawkins was at a truck up in the wall behind. It might have been Will Kirk. He certainly got close to the wall there through the tri-oval. Our eyes on that to see if Kirk starts to go backwards in a hurry. Just outside of the top 10 here. Scott Patton has moved back into the top 10 after his early scares. Man, oh man. Justin Michael trying to drive away from this mess. As Hawkins slides up in front of Haynes, will regain the 4th position for now. Chadwick underneath of Haynes. And certainly that is quite the possibility. It is not a very long race. Truck 200 ran almost this length in their recruitment race. Wow, Chadwick is loose. 80 laps here at Chicagoland will go by in a hurry, and these guys are absolutely getting after it. Here's Patton on the inside of 3 wide. Freeman in the middle. Radalasso, I think, on the outside. Goodness gracious, they're still 3 wide. William Kirk now, the meat. Oh, boy! Hang on to her. 15 laps into this run. It's going to get harder and harder to make these saves. As these tires, specifically the right rear tire that these guys are all sawing on, starts to wear out. Patton going the wrong direction. We'll keep our eyes on that 46. Already back to 6 spots from where he started this race. Man, it's been an awful start to the season here for the 46. This is Kyle Chadwick in the 7th position, trying to make a move on Rod Patton there in the 92. Patton a little bit squirrely. Should open the door for Chadwick here to go underneath. And he will get the move done. Not by much, though. Oh, trouble! Caution is out. And you know, it's not showing me what has happened here. I do see that Nicholas Bradshaw has jumped to the pits. So the caution is out here. And why? And it's not going to make it easy for me, is it? Well, unfortunately, might have to be a mystery. Well, that's unfortunate. So, not sure why the caution is out. If I figure it out, I'll let you know. Now this has jacked all my stuff up here. Here we go. Pit stop's underway. Pretty much everybody on pit road. Ashton Crowder has led them all thus far. This is probably what Justin Michael wanted to see, as he had gotten away from the rest of the field after quite a bit of effort. Now may have another opportunity to get after it here, and he might. I think Crowder wins the race off of pit road. Michael should come out in second. And Cody Griffin and Rob Haynes are right there as well. We'll have to see how they get lined up here for this restart. That was awfully close. Like Michael is staying in second here. Cody Griffin then would line up in third. Rob Haynes in fourth. Kyle Chadwick showing in the 5th position right now. John Freeman 6th. Show all the driver details. John Freeman got quite a bit of airtime last week. Was running in the top 5 most of that race at Watkins Glen. I think he ended up with a 5th place? No, he finished in 4th, actually, if I do remember correctly. So he'll line up in 6th for this restart. Ron Mitten then will be in 7th. Seth Foudy made the save of the night so far. He is in 8th. Matt Rodalasso in 9th. Scott Patton then we'll round out your top 10. Johnny Hamby right back there in 11th. William Kirk is slid back a position from where he started. He is in 12th. Gordon Pauly, Greg Mall, and James Lehman is up 13 positions. from where he started this race up to P15. So a good run here for James Lehman thus far. He's in the top 5 in points now, so this drive through the field is becoming more and more important for Lehman down the stretch. As there is Caitlin Clark / Ashton Crowder. Led every lap so far, led every lap at Watkins Glen. Didn't get to lead every lap at Phoenix, but led the most laps. Phoenix is definitely the most under threat that driver number 27 has been all season. He really had to work for that one. Watkins Glen, the practice race at Las Vegas. Less work and more fun, I think. That's what I gathered from outside of the cockpit. Staying down on the apron, he's either having a goof and a gaff here, or he's trying to save as much fuel as possible. Trying to put a little less strain on the tires. Who knows? Who knows how the mind of a good racer works? I don't have one, so I couldn't tell you. Crowder will rejoin the racing surface here, as the pace truck is going to hang a left, and we are going to get back to the racing action. Right out of the restart zone, we're back on our way. Still not quite to halfway. Good restart here for Crowder. Griffin underneath of Michael. A little bit loose. Here's John Freeman down to the inside of the 87. Oh, Cody Griffin, hang on to it. Unbelievable. He's going to lose a ton of spots, but I mean, the fact that he's still racing right now speaks volumes. Incredible save. Back up to side-by-side for third. Haynes on the outside, Freeman on the inside. Haynes comes down in front of the 91. I just can't believe some of these saves. The other shoe will have to drop here eventually, but appreciate what we're seeing in the meantime. Chadwick trying to track down Seth Foudy. Door will open here. As now, all of a sudden, Ashton Crowder is backed up to the field, and Justin Michael out of nowhere going to take the lead. Yes, this is Chicagoland. The Oprah reference is inbounds. Saves abundant so far. Everybody has been giving it their all. Giving some space on the track as well. Justin Michael leading the first lap of the race. By a driver not named Ashton Crowder, that is. Crowder now back to third. This is Rob Haynes. Pounding the 87 of Michael for the race lead. John Freeman tucking in the line behind Crowder. It's about the top 7. All single file here. Cody Griffin around John Freeman. Now Griffin to the outside. The 27 of Crowder, and move Cody Griffin up into third now. So Crowder back to 4th. Just about 3 wide behind them. They get it sorted out. Chadwick looking to go underneath of John Freeman to move himself into the top 5. Not going to happen just yet. This is Jordan Pauly up in the top 10 now. Seth Foudy working underneath of him. Ryan Mitten trying to stick his nose somewhere as well. Scott Patton on the mix. All just inside of the top 10. But up front, Justin Michael, the points leader, doing a whale of a job. Doing something that I think only he can claim to do thus far this season, and overtake Ashton Crowder on the track for the race lead. This is Crowder backing up again to Freeman and Chadwick. As here goes a move for the race lead. Rob Haynes on the inside. Classically poorly timed camera cut. Saw most of the pass there, though, as Rob Haynes now assumes the lead. Haynes way up the track here. If you're trying to get a run, and either help Michael or get him out of the way. Motion behind, that's Chadwick and Pauly banging doors. Beating the life out of each other here in the turn 1. That's just short track racing at 1.5 miles. Pauly on the move. Started this race P20. He is up to P5. Oh, truck in the wall. I think it's William Kirk. Man, he just lost a ton of spots. Here's Pauly and Chadwick again. Right back to it. Slides up the track. More contact. Oh boy, these two got to be feeling a certain way right about now. They just keep seeming to make contact here the last couple of laps. It's settled for now, but don't think it's over. Pauly in 5th, Chadwick back to 6th. Still Rob Haynes in control. Justin Michael still trying to fend off Cody Griffin or launch an attack, one of the two. Trying to see if everybody is going to behave through the field. I mean, save after save after save. We had a caution earlier. Still don't know what it was for. But I mean, that's the one case of somebody not saving it to this point. Michael running the middle here through 3 and 4. Kick pot with our 3rd place driver, Cody Griffin, as he is trying to go to the inside of Michael to get up to P2. See how close quarters it really can get around here. And here goes Michael for the race lead. '87 back up front. This is some fantastic racing here. Glad everybody could be here to witness what the Maximum Velocity Racing League has to offer. Ashton Crowder now is back up into the mix here. So maybe just managing his stuff, looking for a fuel number. Either way, 27 pulling back up to this group is not good news for the top 3. He's gapped Jordan Pauly in 5th by over a second. As here goes Cody Griffin. Just a peek to the inside and loose as all get out. Oh, Crowder into the grass! Oh my goodness. To catch your breath, but no, there's no time. As Haynes to the outside of Michael for the lead. Michael shuts the door. Charlie Widener, I think, was maybe the slow truck you saw a couple of laps ago on the bottom of the track. He has just entered pit road. Lap 39. We're still not to halfway, and these guys are absolutely getting after it. Here goes Griffin. Looking for second. Looking for a slide. He's going to find himself back in third. Ashton Crowder, a 2-for-1 special. Bumping and banging. Here goes Pauly now underneath of Griffin to get up to third. Quite a turn of events. Battle for third is not over. Oh, Griffin is blinking here on the inside of the track. I'm not sure if he's going to come back. There he is. Oh my gosh. Half a lap gone. He's back on the track though. And now he's gone again. So nervous moments here for the drivers that are racing around him. Rob Haynes, after his exchange with Griffin, is back to 6th. Chadwick is back in 5th. Pauly is up to 3rd. As we certainly don't want things to take a nose turn for the worse. That's certainly what Justin Michael is hoping here, as he's got Ashton Crowder all over him again. Crowder from 1st back to 4th, now looking to retake the lead. Putting the squeeze on Michael here out of turn 4. They're both below the apron. Michael doing all he can here on defense. Crowder with a slide is clear. Michael looking to crossover. Crowder is loose. Michael right back underneath. Maybe looking for a slide or a squeeze of his own out of 4. It's Crowder at the line. Michael clipped the grass there. Didn't really lose a ton of time out of it. And there we go. Michael has to run out of the throttle a bit there on the bottom. It's Crowder back to the lead outright. Goodness gracious. I need a cigarette. That was fantastic racing. And I hate to say that it's over. But, I mean, Crowder's come this far, all the way back from 4th, back up to the lead. Michael going to be doing all he can to hang on to this 27 now. Behind them, Jordan Pauly in 3rd. Cody Griffin, it looks like the internet connection is stabilized for him. He's in the 4th position. Kyle Chadwick rides in 5th. Rob Haynes in 6th, side by side for 7th. Seth Foudy and Scott Patton. And that's actually Foudy clear on Patton. Patton and Schulte were side by side. Patton slides right up in front of this 81. Schulte started back in 15th. He was the hard charger last week at Watkins Glen, with a phenomenal drive to get himself back into the top 5 at the end of it all. And one driver that didn't even get to take the green flag pulled off on the pace lap, Greg Ball. Moved him down to 15th in the points. He's back up in the top 10 as the caution is out. Michael Milfelt Jr. has some trouble. And he is backwards here on the inside of that back straightaway. Caution number 2 of the race. And we'll see if I can... Ought to be easier to find. It's already in progress here, so we'll rewind, rather. That is Christopher Howell there in the 88 truck. That is underneath Find a better camera for this. Nope, not. That's gonna have to be good enough. See, oh, Millfield already loose. Oh, wow, credit to Christopher Howell. I don't think they touched. That is phenomenal evasive driving there by the 88. As wow, more problems. This is a live shot of Millfield. As most of the field is down pit road, save for James Lehman, who is out on the track in P1, maybe just trying to lead a lap or maybe mixing things up strategy-wise. These drivers should be good to the end on fuel from here on out. They've only been in the pits one time, so everybody should have a set. Crowder, Michael, Foudy, Haynes, Pauly, your first 5 out. It is a wonderful night for sim racing. Happy to have everybody along here. My name is Tommy Cook. Thank you all very much for hanging out. I know the drivers of Maximum Velocity Racing League appreciate the support. We got 4 streams a week here for the time being. Soon to get some more. But appreciate everybody coming to hang out with us here. Of course, we're back in action next Thursday night. Same time, same place. Different track, though. It's another Turn 200 favorite track. Auto Club next Thursday night. 70 laps around the big 2 mile. At Auto Club Speedway. That is going to be an absolute blast. Hope to see everybody back here for that. Also, some more racing action in the meantime. Next Monday is the season opener for Season 2 of Truck 200. Our homegrown truck series right here on Turn 200. Back on Monday nights, it'll open up at Homestead Miami Speedway. Good chance you'll see a couple of the drivers from the field here tonight in that race on Monday. Tuesday night for the Venom Truck Series. They are at Watkins Glen. That'll be a blast. Wednesday night for the Daredevil Series. That is a Lotus 79 series. It is primarily oval. They do a couple of road courses. We were at the Daytona road course last night under the lights. It was a blast. We'll be back under the lights next Wednesday night as well for some short track racing action at Iowa Speedway for our, selfishly, our favorite series to broadcast here on Turn 200. Lotus 79 open wheel, old kart style racing. It's an absolute blast. So we hope everybody will join us for some more racing action before next Thursday, but we certainly hope to see you back here next Thursday as well. So James Lehman obviously has come down to pits, just wanted to stay out and lead a lap, and did so. So it is Ashton Crowder and Justin Michael. They are getting ready to battle it out for the race win again. I mean, this race has been absolutely fantastic. I hope everybody out there in Turn 200 land is enjoying it as much as I am. And Pascal Samard will be one of the drivers in the Truck 200 field. Also, will be doing the left and rights with the Venom Truck Series on Tuesday. Says that's some good racing and a good broadcast. Appreciate the kind words. And yes, it is some good racing here. You don't want the racing to stop. It's going to have to eventually here. We're over the halfway mark. These drivers are all good on fuel. The restart order looks something like this. Ashton Crowder, Justin Michael on row 1. Rob Haynes and Seth Foudy on row 2. Cody Griffin, Jordan Pauly on row 3. Scott Patton and Kyle Chadwick on row 4. John Freeman and Andrew Schulte round out your top 10. Greg Wall, Matt Rodolasso, Robert Matisse, Ronnie Norman, and Rod Mitten, your top 15. As the pace truck will hang a left, we are going to get back to it. Laps to go. Boy, that was not a good restart for Justin Michael. He is back to 4th. Top 6 are single file through back to Kyle Chadwick. Cody Griffin, Andrew Schulte side by side behind them. As Seth Foudy, a new player here, he is awfully loose though in P2. So open the door for Jordan Pauly. Oh, Kyle Chadwick loose behind them. Incredible stuff. Foudy up the track, Pauly underneath. Justin Michael looming behind this battle for second. All the while, the race leader, Ashton Crowder, pulling away. Foudy sliding backwards. Pauly up to second outright. Michael up to third. And holy cow, Kyle Chadwick is doing all he can to hang on to this 48 truck. Andrew Schulte. He's up here now right behind Foudy. Rob Haynes to the outside of the 30. Schulte moves himself into line. Kyle Chadwick is looking less and less like the USPS truck and looking more and more like a pinball. Just getting battered around. Jordan Pauly up 18 positions from where he started this race. An incredible drive. But his drive is going to have to get a whole lot more incredible if he wants to hang on to this second position. Justin Michael looking to go around the outside. Oh, Pauly. Little squeeze. No harm, no foul. For now. Door to door. Michael gets the door shut on him, this time on the inside. Haynes with a bit of a run here on the outside. Oh. Some blocking. Good to point out as well, Ashton Crowder not too far ahead of these guys as wow, Pauly is loose. Wow, Michael from the wall to the grass. 3 wide for third. I mean, there's so much stuff happening, you can't call it all out. Find a wider shot here to try and take it all in. 25, now make it 24 laps to go at the line for Crowder, who's got to be loving this in his rear view. Oh, in the wall! I think that was Rob Haynes. Foudy comes off the bottom. Michael trying the side draft. Now some space. Pauly clears himself. He sees that 27 just getting inch by inch a little bit further away from him every time. They come around the track and the laps are ticking away too. We've been waiting for a big one here. It really feels like a super speedway race in that regard. It just feels like we are flirting with disaster here. Haynes now up to third. Can he push Pauly up to the lead? Oh, Haynes checks up. Michael back underneath. Haynes loose again. 3 wide. Oh! I don't know if we're going to save that one. Cody Griffin through the grass. Going to bring it back onto the track. Caution is out. And we knew that was coming. We'll take another look at it here. It's already in progress. Back it up. That's Seth Foudy that's in the middle. Rob Haynes on the outside. Griffin up the track just that little bit. Foudy will come back down the track. And Griffin not going to hit anything, not going to be hit by anybody. Foudy, I think, has got it all collected here as well. But the slide through the infield grass for the 16. Got to be a hopeless feeling. Battling for the top 5. Right now, just came out of the pits. 33rd for Cody Griffin. Hard battling all the way through this field. Drivers on pit road. Some people staying out more than last time. Crowder and Michael, the top 2. Or some of the top 2, rather, in pit road. I don't know if we have a definitive top 2 anymore, really. Get the race off pit road cam. Crowder. I think he got beat. That was Johnny Hamby. Where did Hamby come from? Whether Hamby came out first or second, that 70 has been just outside of the top 10 all night. A wild strategy call here for the 70 is going to put him out in front of Ashton Crowder. That's the good news. The bad news is he's going to restart in 9th. We had 8 drivers stay out under this latest caution. Led by Greg Mall, Rod Mitten. John Freeman will be in 3rd. Drew Strotman in 4th. Matt Rodolasso in 5th. Matt Burkhart then in 6th. Matthew Montgomery, who I mentioned, joined the league about 15 minutes before this race started. He will restart in 7th. Noah Rainwater is up in the top 10 now. He is the final driver to stay out here under this caution. None of them came into pit that lap around, so they are in it here. This is what Hamby, Crowder, Michael, Pauly, and Foudy, the top 5 out of the pits, are going to have to work through if they want to win this race. That was almost the big one there. Yes, some heads-up driving by Griffin and some selfless driving at that to keep it down in the grass as much as possible, and Foudy with an incredible save. Kept that one from being huge. Maybe that, not actually, I can't even say that with a straight face. Maybe that's the wake-up call we needed, but it's coming to the end of a race here. This racing is only going to get more intense, especially with split strategies all the way through the field here. Awesome stuff. We're hearing from some of our regulars, but I know we've got some new folks floating around. Drop us a chat. Let us know who you're rooted for here in the closing laps. Some drivers that I know always bring some supporters out. Looking for William Kirk, who got up into the wall earlier. Unfortunately, fell outside of the top 10. He is back in 20th after the pit shake-up there. Scott Patton is right in front of him in 19th. James Lehman in 17th. Quite a bit of work to do for some of the week-in, week-out favorites here. But how about Greg Mall? Mentioned it already. Didn't get to race at Watkins Glen last week. Had the winning strategy bagged. Matt and I were both confident about that at Homestead Miami Speedway before a late race caution relegated him to having to work really hard to get a podium. He has got another opportunity to come away with a big dub here. Rod Mitten, one of the league proprietors of the SWM Cup Series, will line up to his outside. John Freeman, who debuted last week at Watkins Glen, will line up in third. Drew Strotman in fourth. Drew Strotman, 3 starts this season. Best finish of 7th a couple of weeks ago at Homestead. He is 22nd in the points coming into tonight. He could use a big finish. Your top 5 is rounded out by Matt Rodolasso there on the inside of the third row. Matt Burkhart will line up to his outside. Oh boy. Get ready. 16 to go. It's all going to start happening. All with a good getaway. Freeman up to second. Mitten back to third. Oh, boy, lots of shuffling through the field. Caution is out. It wasn't shuffling. It was crashing. I think Rob Haynes was involved. William Kirk is involved. I got to see if I can find a beat on this. Jack Watts got a piece of it. Oh, boy. Well, we can pick up the pieces, or we could just go and take a look for ourselves here at what happened. See if we could pinpoint. Oh, boy. Back this up real quick. Not help out much. Oh, okay. So Gibson, I think that's Johnny Hamby that is going to get duck hooked here into the outside wall. The question is, how does it happen? It's Jordan Pauly pushing the truck that comes down on him, which is Justin Michael. So Pauly up to Michael, Michael down into Hamby. That's Ashton Crowder then on the outside. Oh my gosh. The top 4, or the 3 of the top 4 before this caution came out. The driver that beat all of them off pit road, Rob Haynes, is involved. Goodness gracious, who was not in this one? There's the big one that we were dreading. And this has opened the door for absolutely anybody to win this race. Wow. Gonna go find Jordan Pauly here for a better look at this. And this is not my usual forte. I'm usually the play-by-play. My partner, Matt Williamson, is out living life. So I'm still learning the controls. I promise the more times I do this, the better it's going to get. But now it's just a little clunky here. Still trying to paint the whole picture of what has happened. We're on board with Jordan Pauly. We're going to go in full time. There's the contact up to Michael. Michael down into Hamby. And we'll get a look at this from further back. William Kirk, quarter speed. I mean, that's the big one. Because that is a lot. Oh, man, and another shot there from Kirk, and he'll finish off the 87 of Michael. Unreal. Ashton Crowder still rolling, as is Rob Haynes. Justin Michael is out on the track as well. Like Jack Watts is still in the pits and may have just called it a night right when we called out his name here. William Kirk in the pits. I mean, that was a hard shot for the 9. Not a surprise. See some extended repairs happening here. But wow. Inside of 15 laps to go now, and Greg Mall is leading the field after some pit strategy has moved these drivers that were at the front all race long into the back. The majority of them just got cleaned out in a shocking turn of events. I don't even know what to say. Yes, championship implications for sure. It's anybody's race. Wow. I mean, I gotta ask Ryan Ty, do you have somebody you're rooting for now? I know nobody's paid you off yet, but you have to. I don't know. This has been the hardest race to pick somebody to root for. I mean, every horse has been out in the lead at some point, it seems like. This has been a fantastic race. These drivers have been pushing themselves to the limit all night long. 80 laps at Chicagoland is not a whole lot of time. But these guys know that. It's like we're racing against rain. These guys have just been going nuts all night long. We knew something like that was going to happen. Finally happened. Greg Maul is leading the charge here. And Ryan Dye rooting for Darth Maul. He's sure Greg will love the support. John Freeman in second. Ron Mitten in third. Matt Rodolasso in fourth. Drew Strotman in fifth. Matt Burkhart in sixth. Matthew Montgomery in seventh. Noah Rainwater in the eighth position. Seth Foudy. I mean, he, I think, has got the highest position right now of drivers who hit that last time. He was up in the top 5, don't forget. Made it through the chaos, so he's in the 9th position. Andrew Schulte has shown some speed here in the back half of this race as well. He is in the 10th position. A single file restart, it looks like. Interesting. Was not expecting that. 11 laps to go. The race control weren't too keen on that last accident. Good getaway here for Greg Maul. Single file all the way back to, I believe, Drew Strotman. Strotman is going to be under fire from Montgomery here. Lieutenant Montgomery on the bottom. Oh, trouble again. I think this time it's Josh Scott and Brian Troy. They both, oh man, that's some heavy damage here on the 32 for Scott. We're under caution yet again, inside of 10 laps to go. We'll try and take a look here at what has happened. Already well in progress here. That is the 44 of Brian Troy. We'll back this up as much as we can. Oh, wow. That is a hellacious impact. That's, oh wow. Troy mega loose there off the top side. Come down the track and collect Scott, and that is certainly the end of their nights. Try and get a wider shot of this. Quarter speed. Watch for the 44, the back end to come around on it. Yep, it's already in progress. Comes down the track. Blindsides the 32. I'm sure he had absolutely no idea. Oh my gosh. And woohoo, look out. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Yikes. That was Riley Berkma that made it through that crash. Dig through my truck Rolodex there. So Berkma with a close call, to say the least. He's back in 22nd, but he'll live to race the rest of this race. Wow. I wonder if that was our only single file restart. Are we going to do it again? We'll have to see. Laps are ticking away. It'll be about 7 to go when we come back to green, I do believe. Maybe 6 to go. Forgot I can actually look at the laps to go there when I pull up the side ticker. The things you learn here. And the director's chair. This race has been nothing short of crazy. And it could be about to get a lot crazier. Now they're going to line up here for this restart. How many grand wide checkers we got? I believe 3. Should we need them? Don't think we've had to dip into them just yet. Like lights are still on there, at least on the tail lights of base truck. Go kickpot here with our race leader, Greg Mall. It's definitely still on the pace truck here. So for Mall, the race results rather have been steadily improving. Was involved in that last lap melee to open the season in Atlanta. Finished 13th after it was all said and done. A 6th place finish at Phoenix. And got on the podium at Homestead after he was pretty well robbed of the winning strategy with a late race caution. And then did not get to turn a single lap at Watkins Glen last week. Not sure why. Maybe we'll have the chance to ask him here in just a few laps' time. He's going to have to fend off a whole host of hungry drivers behind him. Like we have 29 trucks running. Actually make that, I believe, 31. As Justin Michael and Rob Haynes are on pit road getting damage repaired. And we will be doubling up this time, so that's good news. So 31 trucks running. Mall and Freeman will line up on the front row. Mall will take the inside. Midden and Rodalasa then on row 2. Montgomery and Strotman on row 3. Burkhart and Schultz on row 4. Pauly is back in the top 10. He'll have Rainwater to his inside. Lehman and Foudy, Seth Foudy that is, on row 6. Kyle Chadwick, Scott Patton on row 7. Ronnie Norman, Zachary Foudy then on row 8. George Hendricks and Christopher Howell on row number 9. And John Pansilla and Cody Griffin. Been through the ringer, to say the least, will round out your top 20. For as crazy as it's been, it's about to get a lot crazier, I do think. Overtimes if we need them. Something tells me we might. All in control of the restart. We're back to it. Oh, caution. More problems in the back. I think Matthew Montgomery, Matt Burkhart involved. Wow, they are still going around back there. Ashton Crowder involved in this one again. Man, oh man, that was another big one. Seth Foudy. Caution. Oh, it's already happening here. Back it up. That's the 4 of Matt Burkhart. You see the pink and white truck there on the bottom. Try and find how this starts with Burkhart. I think the long short of it is we're going to overtime. That is Jordan Pauly behind the 4. All right. Burkhart is up the track, I think, maybe with a touch there from the 00. He will tag Montgomery, it looks like. Oh, Montgomery going to wiggle up the track. I think he gets up into Andrew Schulte there on the top side. And it's a track blocker at this point. So, I mean, second verse, same as the first. If you are behind this, Lehman is in it. There's Seth Foudy there on the top side. I mean, good luck. Good luck. There's Riley Burkma, seeing he did not make it through that one, unfortunately. Paradise looks like he might be able to get on the binders in time to miss this one. With looks like Kyle Chadwick is going to get a good look at this. We'll see how good of a look. right about now. Is it? Nope. Tagged and oh man. Pounds the wall. Yikes. Well, I mean, we all saw this coming, right? With how aggressive these guys are being. The first caution to come out at the tail end of this race. And old DW says it. Cautions breed cautions. Exactly what we're seeing here at the end of this race. Taking in the sights and sounds of Chicagoland Speedway. I guess this is technically a crank it up. As you saw, we were down to 2 laps, now back up to 3. We are into overtime. I think if I ever won the lottery, I would actually fund a scientific inquiry about vortex theory, just so we can all put it to bed one way or the other. I mean, I'm leaning towards no, but I would love to know for sure. I mean, that's not like the #1 thing I would do if I won the lottery, but it's on the list. High above Chicagoland as these drivers are just a couple of caution laps away from their first green white checkered attempt. Well, the first thing I would do, and I would reply this no matter what. It's sort of topical and unfortunate right now. First thing I would do if I won the lottery would be to buy some housing in Hawaii. Unfortunately, everything they're going through right now is horrible. Hoping the best for everybody. The Hawaiian Islands right now. There's plenty of racetracks to fund in the Illinois area as well. And this is one of them. Chicagoland has put on a show. These drivers have put on a show. They've got 2 more laps to settle it. We're back to single file restarts. Fanning out 3 wide behind, but Greg Mall, John Freeman, Rod Mitten, Matt Rodolasso, and Drew Strotman, your top 5. It's a mess behind them. Oh, I'm sure, hoping he can make it back to the line here without seeing the yellow laundry. Side by side, Schulte and Strotman behind, but the white flag is out. Now, John Freeman is closing. Freeman takes a look, gets the door shut. He'll still have a run. One last time through 3 and 4. Freeman gonna duck to the inside. Freeman is there. It's gonna be a drag race in Chicagoland. Mall puts Freeman in the grass. Greg Mall goes to the dark side to get the win. It's win #1 of the season for Greg Mall. He would not be denied tonight. 0.3 of a second. Freeman will finish in second. Rod Mitten will finish in third to take his first podium of the season. Andrew Schulte and Matt Rodolasso, your top 5. Bumping and banging all the way to the line. Incredible stuff. Fortune smiles on Greg Maul here tonight. A quiet night up until the pit strategy shakeup. Then on, it was Greg Maul's time to shine. Nothing was going to get in his way. As the burn-up's wrapping up here, let's go back and take a look at this. Final lap in real time. There's the big run for Freeman. And watch this. Ball all the way down pushes Freeman into the grass. Whatever it takes. That is how Greg Maul takes the victory here tonight at Chicagoland in spectacular fashion. Alrighty. We will go ahead and get you the starting line. How about the finishing order here? After 80 plus laps here, I think make it 83 or 84 at Chicagoland. Fantastic stuff. Greg Maul takes the win. John Freeman in second. Ron Mitten in third. Hope to hear from all three of these gentlemen momentarily. Andrew Schulte will finish in the fourth position. Matt Rodolasso in fifth. Scott Patton will finally get a top 10 here tonight. He will finish in sixth. Jordan Pauly, despite all the trouble late in this race, man, he had a lot of speed at the beginning portion of the race. He will still finish in seventh. Drew Strotman will finish in eighth. Zachary Foudy in ninth. And Cody Griffin, a great rally for him as well, will round out your top 10 finishers. 11th place finish for Ronnie Norman. 12th for Matthew Montgomery in his debut. Brad Slagle, top 10 of the points coming into tonight, a P13. Ought to help that. George Hendrickson in 14th. Christopher Howell in 15th. Riley Berkma in the 16th position. Then it is Chris Voiles in 17th. Robert Matisse in 18th. William Kirk in 19th. And Ashton Crowder back in 20th after dominating the early portion of this race. There we go. Then it is Kerry Cleaver in 21st, Bill Paradise 22nd, James Lehman at 23rd, Johnny Hamby 24th, Justin Michael in 25th, John Pansilla at 26th, Noah Rainwater in 27th, Matt Burkhart 28th, Seth Fowney in 29th, and Rob Haynes in the 30th position, Kyle Chadwick, Josh R. Scott, Brian Troy, Jack Watson, Michael Milfeld Jr., your top 35, and Charlie Widener, early exit for Austin Hawkins tonight, and Nicholas Bradshaw round out your field. Man, oh man. Some unbelievable stuff here tonight at Chicagoland. And let's see, Rod Mitten in the waiting room. Is he? I can pull him. Yes, he is. Him up to the broadcast room just real quick here for your third place finisher. Sorry about that. Rod Mitten, welcome up to the booth. Man, what a wild race here tonight.
Yeah, that was a pretty awesome finish. I don't know if we would have got the top three had it stayed green. It was kind of a bit of a risk there, staying out on tires, but it worked out, you know. I was told in my ear by some teammates, if you follow the leader, you're going to follow the leader. So turned what probably would have been about a 9th, 10th place finish today into a top three. So can't be too mad with that after brushing the wall early.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you were up in the top 10 for most of this race. You make the strategy call, and then I'm assuming you see the mother of all messes open up in your rearview mirror right after that strategy call. That had to be quite the feeling of relief, elation. I don't know. Tell me what happened when you
Yeah,
that they
well,
all wrecked there.
I didn't see it in my rearview mirror because I don't look in my rearview mirror. I heard about it though. I heard a lot of people mad and upset that people were turning and wrecking. But yeah, just keep that stuff behind me.
Yes. So a great run for you here tonight. Anybody you want to shout out? Anybody you want to thank?
Just shout out Simrap Market. Great place to get a painting template done. Thank them guys for all they do for my team and us over there at Race Call on Monday nights. And thank you to James, Justin, and Scott putting this on. Had a good time tonight. Thank you, Tommy.
Absolutely. Thank you. Congrats on the big P3. Hoping to hear from you more here as the weeks roll along.
All right, we'll do. Talk to you later.
Alrighty, looking for our second place finisher, and there he is. Okay, him real quick up to waiting room. Go ahead and bring him up into the broadcast booth. Your second place finisher here tonight, about 3/1000ths of a second. It's John Freeman. Welcome up to the booth. It's a crazy race here tonight. You were towards the front for most of it. The strategy call gets you up front, and just not by much the second place finisher here tonight.
Yeah, man, it was a pretty good race overall. Second race here, I debuted at Walker's Glen last week, which was a crazy track to make your first start at. But thank you to Noah for inviting me, and all you guys for having me. Heck of a race. Great call there by, I believe it was our teammate Matt at Prestige Worldwide, who told us just stay out and do the opposite. I thought for sure it was not the right call at the time. But we got some cautions to kind of like let our tires cool down through the heat cycles and gave us a really good shot there at the end to compete for the win. And almost got it, man. I thought I made the right move. It just got a little squeezed on the apron with that great battle of Greg, and he was able to hold on to it.
Yeah, squeeze is generous there, I think, but that's battling for the win here late in this one. Like you said, you ran fantastic at Watkins Glen last week, and a real trial by fire there. So coming out of the gate swinging here, top 5 and a podium in your first 2 races here in the league. Any goals or expectations as the weeks start to roll along here?
Well, hopefully I can get a win because I'm in another league, and I kind of have the same issue. I swear I get podium every week, but I can never find my way to victory lane. So hopefully that's not the same trend over here. So the goal mainly is to get a win. I don't know how far y'all are into the season when it comes to points, so I'm just gonna go out here, race respectful the best I can, and try to get some dubs, man. And honestly, the racing over the first 2 weeks it's really impressed me. And you have some heavy hitters in here like Ashton. Unfortunately, the strategy kind of messed up his race once he got involved in that wreck, but I've really enjoyed it, and the broadcast has been phenomenal. So you're doing a great job as well, and I appreciate you putting it all together.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Yep, it's been an upward trend. I'd say one spot better next week, hopefully in bounds for you. Anybody else you want to shout out or thank here tonight?
Oh yeah, Noah Rainwater for allowing me to race with him and his team. Matt, Rod, Matt Montgomery, and my teammates in my esports team JCR with Thomas Kohik and Jordan Jurassic. And that's pretty much it. And just thank everyone for their time and allowing me to be here.
Congrats on the P2 here tonight, and good luck, and hopefully talk to you again next week at Auto Club.
Yes, sir. You have a wonderful night.
And now it is time for our race winner. After the podium at Homestead said he got robbed with the late race caution there. No robbery tonight. It's Greg Ball on offense, and he gets it done by 3/1000ths of a second. Congrats on the big win here tonight, partner. What a thrilling race. What a thrilling conclusion.
Yeah, definitely no shortage of things to talk about, I'm sure, up in the booth with the last 20 laps or whatever it was there at the end. But, yeah, I mean, the shitty coolers, number 7, I mean, I don't think we had a top 5 truck tonight by any means. And I just knew that we had to do something a little bit differently in terms of strategy. And, you know, we didn't have a green flag pit stop to really, you know, test anything out in that particular sense. But, you know, I figured, you know, we had one set of tires left, and, you know, we get a caution with whatever it was, 20 or 25 laps to go, something like that. And I just figured, you know, we got to try something. If we get a string of cautions there late at the end of the race, and some of those guys that take tires get buried in traffic a little bit, I think I thought we may have had a shot there, and sure enough, it played out like it did. So I can't complain too much in terms of how that strategy played out. But heck of a battle with the 91 there at the end to play that one out for sure.
Single file restarts, was that something you were excited about in the closing laps, or not so much?
If you're the leader, I mean, you're not going to complain about single file restarts by any means. That definitely removes one factor out of the equation, anyways, as far as the restarts go. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure if they were going to roll that change out tonight, or if they were going to, maybe give it another week to see how it panned out. But it's definitely a new thing to try and consider. And if you're second on back, you gotta play reaction time perfectly. And I think we played to perfection tonight, thankfully for us. So
I'd say the results ended up pretty well for you. That's maybe the understatement of the season so far. What happened at Watkins Glen last week, if you don't mind me asking? I noticed you pulled off the grid there.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. I'm not sure. We were trying to do a little bit of troubleshooting on the rig, last minute last week, and we just didn't quite get some tech gremlins figured out. I think there was something going on with the wheelbase last week, and we were able to get partially through the S's on the pace lap there, and I think something I don't know what exactly happened, but I think we did a little bit of troubleshooting during the week after that, and I think we got something ironed out for the time being. I'm gonna try and remind myself tomorrow to send an email to AccuForce to try and figure out if they've heard any issues as far as the new AccuForce wheelbase is concerned. But tonight things appear to have went pretty smoothly, so I can't say nothing too negative about that tonight. So.
Well, you certainly dug out of the hole in the most spectacular way possible. Side by side at the line. Anybody you want to shout out or thank you tonight that you haven't already?
Well, of course, all the friends and family that are back home watching on twitch.tv/The Jack of Hearts. Can't thank those guys enough. All their support each week. This definitely is something fun to do, and just to chill out in Discord and have a good time while turning some laps is definitely a fun thing to do on a Thursday night with everybody here, and great turnout for Max Velocity tonight. I think we had it was 36 or 38 trucks tonight, so definitely a great turnout for getting halfway into the season this year. Can't say anything bad about that. So got to thank all the admins, with James, Justin, Scott, and Heath, obviously, with all their support and all their efforts that they put forward into the week leading up to the races each week. And with you guys up at turn 200, I mean, you guys are putting on a heck of a broadcast. This is going to be fun to watch for sure.
Oh, I hope so. I think you'll have fun watching the end. Anyways, keep the good times rolling here. Congrats on the big P1, and hopefully we talk to you again next week at Auto Club.
Sounds good, Tommy. Appreciate it, man.
Man, oh man. What a way to wrap this one up here tonight. I hope everybody had a good time. It was an absolute blast from the drop of the green to the drop of the checkers and every yellow in between. That is how we're going to wrap things up here tonight, as I don't have Matt Williamson to sort of give us his thoughts and opinions on how the race went. I'm sure he watches this one. Going to have a blast, though. Shout out to everybody that was hanging out with us here tonight throughout the evening. State Line Sim Racing, of course. Shout out to Ryan. Paola Jones, it did not go Austin Hawkins' way tonight here, unfortunately. And that is 2 in a row. Rough races for driver number 03. The dude KZ53 was here trashing Buffalo Wild Wings for a while, as usual. Pascal Samard was hanging out with us there for a little while as well. So if you didn't hop in the chat, that's all right. We appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us here on Turn 200 regardless. That is it for this week's coverage of some fantastic sim racing action here on iRacing and on Turn 200. Of course, another locked and loaded week. Next week, it is the Season 2 opener for Truck 200 from Homestead Miami Speedway next Monday night. Next Tuesday is the Venom Truck Series from Watkins Glen. Then on Wednesday, it is the Daredevil Series, Lotus 79s at Iowa. Is going to be an absolute blast. And then next week here, next Thursday, at Auto Club for 70 laps around the big 2-miler for Maximum Velocity Racing League. That is all we got for tonight. Thank you all very much for coming out and hanging out with us. We wouldn't be here without you. We wouldn't do this without you, without your continued support. Hope to see you again next week, but in the meantime, until we meet again, for everybody here with Maximum Velocity and everybody with Turn 200, I'm Tommy Cook. We're saying so long from virtual Chicagoland Speedway, where Greg Ball is finally back in the winner's circle with Maximum Velocity. Have a good night, everybody.